No Mas Boxing here with Teddy Atlas. What did you think of tonight's fights?
Well, listen, unfortunately, after watching 4 fights, the only one that anyone's going to be talking about is the terrible, terrible travesty of a decision with Escandon and Tyson Cave. I mean, it was terrible what they did to that kid Cave. He won, on my scorecard, he won 10 out of 12 rounds. I had it, I think, 118, 110. I mean, he won the fight, every way to Sunday. And for these coward judges to rob him like that, I mean, it's another black eye on boxing. And boxing can't stand any more black eyes because it's become a cyclops. It's only got one eye. There's no other eyes to black him. They destroy the integrity and the credibility of this great sport when they have corrupt and incompetent judges like that do that to fighters. It's a disgrace. It's disgusting. And it's why I call for a national commission. Somebody needs to care about these fighters and do something to stop this.
And besides that call, it was today's Dan Goossen's day. They did the memorial and everything. What was your biggest, your memory that you remember of Dan yourself?
Listen, I remember Dan with the Ruelas brothers. He started boxing with them. They were his first champions, and it was fitting that his first champions would be brothers because he and his brothers went on in the business of boxing and promoted, and he did it as a family. It was only fitting that his first champions would be a family. I thought there was something ironic about that. And I miss Dan. He was one of the good guys. He was one of the guys where when I saw him, he'd have that great smile, and he'd say, "It was great to see you." And you know what? He was one of the few promoters that I believed he meant it when he said, "It's great to see you." There was a certain sincerity about Dan, and I'm going to miss him.
And the last question, you think the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight is going to happen, or it's just talk?
I think it will happen, but right now it happened because before Pacquiao and especially Bob Arum, his promoter, they weren't going to make any concessions, so it was never going to happen. But now Pacquiao needs money. Unfortunately, I hate to hear that for a fighter to need money after all the money he made. But he's got money problems, and Arum can't sell his pay-per-view numbers, the numbers he needs. They can't do it anymore. There's no one to fight to get excited about. So they got to make concessions. Their cupboard is bare a little bit, and they got to go to Mayweather. Now Mayweather doesn't have to make concessions yet, so the fight's not going to be made yet. But after 2 more fights, guess what? Mayweather's Showtime deal will be over, and then he will have to come. His cupboard will be bare because he's not going to get the numbers with anyone else. That's running out now, where people don't want to see Mayweather with these guys, and his numbers aren't up as high either with the pay-per-view. So that's gonna force him to say, "Hey, I gotta go and make a business deal. I gotta go now and make this fight with Pacquiao because it's the biggest one out there." Right now, he doesn't have to. He's got 2 fights left on the Showtime deal. He don't have to. He's still gonna get paid because that deal's gonna force Showtime, to live up to it and to pay him big numbers, big money. But there's no one out there for him after that to really get pay-per-view numbers with. So because of that, when that deal's over with, I think he'll come together with Pacquiao, and I think that they'll both cash in on probably the biggest payday in the history of sport.
Okay, thank you, Mr.